Today we are looking at something absolutely wild, the MB&F Horological Machine No. 10, better known as the Bulldog. Now, this is not the newest release from MB&F within the horological machine category. This is actually number 10 of the currently 11 horological machines. Like all MB&F creations, this one does not age. It exists. It exists in its own universe, a universe designed, created by Max Büsser and friends. Now, first things first, before we continue, so the case here, titanium, beautifully finished, light on the wrist, but built like an absolute, I guess, beast. Now you immediately understand why they call it a Bulldog. Of course, you've got those short, stubby lugs that act like little paws gripping onto the strap. The case has this rounded, compact but muscular form. It really does look like a bulldog crouched and ready to pounce. What were Max Büsser and friends thinking when they were designing this watch? Well, we actually talked about that with Max himself.
The Bulldog, as you see it, was as I saw it. Because I don't sketch anymore. Now I see. It's a bit scary. It's like I see stuff. And that actually happens when I am completely disconnected from the world. When are we disconnected from the world? Virtually never. So that's one of the big things which has changed my life in going to Dubai. Not being in the workshops. Not being in link with everybody all the time. Not being on emails and now on Zooms, is that I can afford myself from time to time. I'll take an hour, go into the garden, and without phone, without anything, everybody knows they can't speak to me for an hour. That's a long time, an hour. And I just sit there and I think. Now, there were years where, especially when I had my younger daughters, I would just like fall asleep because I wasn't sleeping at night. But then you start. Sometimes I can just think about my life. It doesn't have to be about watches. And sometimes I'll go into this, and then there's a free-flowing process where you follow an idea, and then you start bringing it in your mind, and it sort of comes into your lap, sort of thing. And if you lose it, you lose it. So you just have to go and come back. This is sort of like, remember Minority Report when Tom Cruise was like on this virtual thing going like that? And that's what I sort of do. And I think people are going to put me in a loony bin if I continue talking. But that's what happens now. And I don't sketch anymore. Then, actually, I sketch afterwards. I sketch afterwards. And then I go and see my team, especially Erica and Serge, our CTO. And I sit down and this is my latest idea. How can we make this come to life? And that's how it works.
Now, how do you actually tell the time on this thing? Well, instead of traditional hands, you've got two big domes under the sapphires. On the left dome, you have the hours. On the right dome, you have the minutes. The domes are bold, absolutely, as we are used to here with the horological machines. They're also highly legible once you know what you're looking at. And when you tilt the watch just right, it is like staring into the eyes of this type of futuristic robo-bulldog type of creature. Reading the time on it is, of course, not just functional, it's an entire performance here. Now, as you look a little bit closer here, that's where it gets, in my view, even cooler. So the power reserve on the front of the watch, you'll notice what looks like a set of jaws here. Very visible once you see what you're looking at. And now when the jaws are wide open, the watch is fully wound. And as the power reserve runs down, the jaws actually close. It's one of the most playful, intuitive ways to show a power reserve you'll ever see. I can promise you that much. And it adds so much personality to this watch, of course. On the wrist then, of course, that matters as well with this type of horological machines. They are created to live on your wrist, not in a museum. So it doesn't wear like any normal watch. I suppose you guessed as much. It sits like a little living, breathing creature strapped onto your wrist. People will obviously notice, people might also stare. It's not subtle, but it's also not flashy in a traditional sense. It's very playful, it has character, it's a little sculpture, it really is art on the wrist that happens to also tell the time. Very nice experience on the wrist. The Bulldog here, still one of the most impressive, playful and downright fun watches. Time told through domes, power reserved through jaws. I mean, seriously, how do they come up with this? It's one of those pieces that makes you fall in love with what horology can be when you throw the rulebook out of the window. If you enjoyed this closer look, hey, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. It takes very little effort and it massively helps the channel. And of course, always happy to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.